And a big happy new year to all of my subscribers and everyone watching this video. It's 26 Bond and Rob back with another video of some of my collection. Today we're going to be looking at not vinyl but some of my printed matter Maiden collection. So we're looking at official books, unofficial books, books on collecting, and also tour programs. Well, I thought you can't see me today, lucky you, because I'd like to actually show you not myself, but what we're going to be talking about. So the books and what's inside them, what they look like, and so on and so forth. So starting us off, this is the third printing, I do believe, of Gary Bushell's authorised biography of Iron Maiden, running free. The original copy, I believe, came out in '84. Then they did a revised one around the time of Live After Death. And then this was this basically tells the story of Maiden up until the end of the World Slavery Tour, and it was issued again with a new cover. If you've got an original vinyl copy of Somewhere in Time, which is what this artwork's from, there's an advert for this book in there on the merchandise sheet. And what it says is that the first 500 are autographed by the band. And when I got this, the seller didn't mention that it was autographed, and it absolutely is autographed. All the best, Steve Harris, Adrian Smith, Nico McBrain, cheers Dave Murray, then Bruce Dickinson down the bottom. So I was more than happy to get that. It's a great book, all sorts of bits and pieces, some great photos in there, some really quite rare early shots of the band. In particular, if you look at the first few pages, the early lineups of Maiden. It's well worth getting hold of. It doesn't cost a great deal of money, this one, but it's certainly well worth picking up to add to your Iron Maiden collection. So that's running free. Some nice colour photos in there as well. There you go. Nice photo of Steve with his bass. Okay, that's that one. Ross Halfin recently produced a book. This one here, which I'll show you, which is the newer book, which I also own, as you can see, which is very nice. But he also produced this one. It's called What Are We Doing This For? Which is what the band used to say when Ross used to take them to these various locations around the world. This was his first book he did on them. I believe in about 1988 this was released. Little bit of a history, but it's pretty much predominantly a photo book. Some nice photographs in there. Some of the photos you see in the newer book by Ross Halfin, but a lot of these, there's one of Nico and his son, a lot of these are exclusive to this book, so it's well worth tracking down. Now this one does go for a little bit of money. There's a Japanese copy of this one which comes with the Obi sash. This one's a standard UK edition, and this basically tells the story pictorially of Maiden up to '87, which would be the Somewhere in Time tour. Some great photographs, as I say, and definitely something which Maiden fans should be wanting to get in their collection. It originally came out on Zomba Books and it was £8.95, but as I say, it goes for a lot more than that now. Well worth picking up. Now what I've got here, this is a list, an A4 sheet which I got off the Iron Maiden online club, of which I am a member. Any of you watching this video who are also members, look out for me. My name's 26 Bond, the same as my YouTube channel. This was done by a guy called Roger, who goes under the name The Beast on the forum, and he's basically up to Somewhere Back in Time tour listed all the various different tour programs. So there's a lot of them, as you can see. So I haven't got all of them, but I've got a selection. A lot of them, for example, this one from the World Slavery Tour, there looks like there's 4 or 5 different, slightly different variations for various legs of the tour. And what you'll find is in some of the pictures inside change. So, these photographs here were taken from the World Peace Tour, because this is This is part 1 of the World Slavery Tour. So a lot of the photos in here, because the tour hadn't started, they used old stock photos from the old tour, the World Peace Tour. But later copies of this, you'll find more shots from the World Slavery Tour. So I'm just going to show you some bits and bobs inside. That's a double-page spread about killing Eddie off at Dortmund. And fantastic photographs of the band. Adrian Smith doesn't often play one of those, but in the early days of Maiden he had a Baby ML, a Dean Baby ML, and I believe he picked it up on this tour. Nico McBrain, Dave Murray, and as I say, lots more photographs from the World Peace Tour. Very nice, lovely programme. Most of the photos in here were taken by Ross Halfin. Definitely one to get in your collection if you can. That's a bit about the crew, and a bit about Dave Murray's trip to Egypt to research the album, of course. So that's the World Slavery Tour, Part 1. I've got 2 copies of The Beast on the Road. Let's find them both. Now, this one here, let me get this right, hang on. This one here is the English copy, notice the cover, and the American copy has a different cover, and obviously there's some photos in here which are different as well. So if we start with the UK one, give you a quick look through there. Tour dates, notes from the band, Dave Murray, bit about Bruce. The interesting thing here, it lists all of the equipment which they use on this tour. So if you want to know what strings Dave Murray used to play in 82 and 83, you can find out here. Very, very nice tour programme. Strings used piccato strings, which I don't think you can get anymore. And there's some merchandise stuff there. So that's the UK copy. The American copy, see if you can find the differences. Obviously there's more dates listed in this one. Yeah, some of these photos are different, aren't they? The layout's changed a bit. So, new photo of Steve, new band shot in the middle. That's the same. If you look right at the back, the merchandise is different, and obviously it's got a US postal address on there as well. There you go, Maiden vinyl. So there's that one. Moving on to the World Peace Tour of 83. This is a bit of more of a wider tour programme. Lots of shots of Eddie there, or somebody dressed up as Eddie. Of course, this was Nico McBrain's first tour since joining Maiden, touring one of their best albums as well, Peace of Mind. Nice in a shot. That's obviously from the Beast on the Road tour. Just lovely, lovely photos on this one. It's the photos are quite large format. There we go. So that's the World Peace Tour 83, and there's many editions of that one as well. There's about 4 of those. This one's a little bit more of a modern one. This is No Prayer on the Dying Tour 1990-91. Go through these a bit swifter for you. Insert posters and all good stuff. Some great photos in here, very, very live photos. Then we have the Real Life Tour, which was Bruce's last tour since rejoining the band. A lot of the tour programmes will come with these merchandise insert sheets now as well. These are really, really hard to find. They're the first thing that people either use to send off for more merchandise or threw away at the gig or lost, basically. So this is the Real Life Tour of 93. Very nice book, quite hard to find that one. This is one of the Seventh Son, or Seventh Tour of a Seventh Tour programme of 88. Now the American one's got a totally different cover. It's like a blue cover, a little bit like the album sleeve, but it's a great photo of Steve there on stage. So this is what you would have bought at the NEC when they were filming Made in England, basically. There you go. There's that one. And on the back you've got a live shot. Then Dance to Death World Tour. This is a lovely tour programme. This really nice thick stock paper. Lots of photographs, obviously. What they do in the text here, instead of talking about the tour or the band members, they talk about the individual songs and the band's thoughts on them, things like that. So it's a bit more wordy than most tour programmes, this one. But as I say, still some nice behind the scenes shots and photographs. Nice rear cover. I've got two of these. If anyone would like a copy of this one of these is for sale, so get in touch with me. Once again, only one of these have got the merchandise insert sheet, so I will be selling the one which doesn't. But this is for the Intercity Express tour, which was my first Maiden gig. Was at the 18th of October 1990 at Hammersmith. There you go, some great photos. That was like a stopgap tour between that and No Prayer for the Dying tour. Somewhere on tour, 86, 87 World Tour. Merchandise sheets once again. Great tour programme. This one goes for a lot of money. Somewhere Back in Time tour. Great photographs in there. So see, I've got quite a lot of these. This is the latest tour programme, Final Frontier tour. Sold for 10 quid at the concert. Absolute bargain, well worth picking up. This is signed by the band, signed in Sweden on the Brave New World tour. Various copies of this one as well with variations in. Not one of my favourite tour programmes, that one. I find that one a bit dull. And the last one I'm going to show you today is Killers from 81. This one's a rare tour programme. It's a smaller format, this one. But there you go. All cool stuff. So there's that. The last couple of things I wanted to show you today is if you get the chance to go on maidenbooks.com, you can get these, which are basically collector's guides to Iron Maiden. So there's the Iron Maiden Companion, and it tells you about the various pressings of vinyl, CDs, cassettes from around the world. It has a t-shirt section and all sorts. And what we do basically now, they've updated it recently, so you get this for free. So it's got some of the newer stuff which they've found and things like that. So definitely worth picking up. I hope you've all enjoyed having a look at some of my Maiden publications today. I say any comments, please leave them below. Anybody would like the Intercity Express tour programme, get in touch with me and keep it metal, keep it Maiden and up the irons. Cheers.